Hey, what's up, peeps? Hope you're well. Today, I'm going to be talking about travel essentials. Now, I'm somebody that's traveled to quite a few countries at this point. I've been to Asia, been all over Europe, and I've been to the Americas. Over that time, I've picked up a lot of experience. As you travel, you sort of learn little bits and pieces here and there. So, being someone that's packed a suitcase or bag quite a few times in my life, I've sort of developed some essentials that I think will be quite helpful and I hope will be of use to you guys. So, without further ado, so you can put all sorts of stuff in here. So, deodorant, toothbrush, hairbrush, all sorts of stuff you can put in here. Right, and I find this quite useful. Talking about toiletries and whatnot, because of the restrictions on the amount of liquid you can take, I keep a see-through bag. I've got this from the airport, and one of the things I recommend is to bring deodorant with you, like a mini deodorant. That's usually quite useful. Toothpaste, so get a mini toothpaste, right? Because the hotel does not provide toothpaste, and when you go to the airport, etc., it might be overpriced. So just get your travel toothpaste. They do these in you can buy like 3 for the price of 2 and all that. Moisturizing lotion, because you don't want your skin to be, your elbows and your knees to be dry, so that's not a good look. And also you can take like sunblock or whatever depending on where you're going. So yeah, you need one of these. Apparently the restrictions are going to be taken off for the 100 mils, but we don't know when that's going to happen. As far as I'm concerned, not everywhere's taken that on board yet. So I'd say to just make sure you're ready to go. As we're talking about toiletries and whatnot, you need to take one of these, which is a case for an electric toothbrush. So you may have an electric toothbrush, and I'll recommend one. Electric toothbrush brushes your teeth a lot more efficiently than a manual toothbrush. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Bring a case with you, right? Because this keeps your toothbrush protected. Stops it from getting damaged in transit, etc. And it's got holes in it to let it aerate. I won't put my electric toothbrush as well because it's smashed up right now, and I'll be embarrassed to show it because it's so old and damaged. I know I need a new one, but yeah, take an electric toothbrush and electric toothbrush case. Another thing I recommend is a silicone scrubber. Yeah. So this isn't essential because you can just use soap and water and that's it. And because they dry so quickly, they are great for travel, and they clean your skin really well. Yeah. So a silicone scrubber. So another thing I recommend is a hairbrush. So you can brush your hair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't want to be you want your hair to look nice and smooth, you know what I mean? I don't think many of us can get away with not combing our hair. So I recommend taking a hairbrush with you or a comb. So as we're talking about toiletries and whatnot, yeah, I like to take an aftershave or cologne with me, right? So what are we talking about here? So Creed, Aventus, you can take with you. Anything under 100 mils, so I like Creeds, right? I like Creeds and I like other fragrances as well, but when you're on holiday, it's all good vibes, sunny outside, you got on your fresh clothes, whatever, you're ready to go outside, give the best impression of yourself and enjoy yourself and smell good and have good memories, right? So Creed Aventus, this is under 100 mils. This is the 50 ml bottle that I've had for years. This is a little bottle of Molecule 01 that smells I don't know, smells sort of like cedarwood or something, but yeah, it depends on your I don't know, your chemistry. Let's say it smells different on different people. So I'm just giving you a few examples of what you can take. This is good. This is a good, over everything else, maybe apart from Molecular One, I'd say this is a really good holiday fragrance to take with you. Good vibes, summertime, whatever. And this is my signature scent, which is Silver Mountain Water. By the way, this is original vetiver, which I had on my list to buy for a long time, and I've finally been able to get it. So I'm really happy about this. I'm wearing this one right now. Smells like cut grass, lemon, vetiver, super duper fresh. Signature fragrance, Silver Mountain Water. You know about this one. This one's highly serious. Yeah, what more can I say? But yeah, the overarching thing, you know, aside from giving some examples of what you fresh, kind of nice fragrances you can take with you that are under 100 mils, all those bottles are under 100 mils, is that, yeah, taking a fragrance with you is a good idea in my opinion. So I've got the Sterling 2 Plus, which I've had for ages. This is just a standard electric shaver. Well, it's actually more of a premium electric shaver, and I think it stops ingrown hairs and stuff like that, because, you know, some people can shave with a wet shaver, some people can't because you get loads of ingrown hairs and it's unsightly and painful. So I use this because I don't really get along with a wet shaver, so I just use one of these. And the reason I say to bring a shaver with you, it might be a blade in your case, is that when you're on holiday, on maybe the second or third day, right, even if you've got a beard, you start to get a bit of a shadow, you know, you start to look a bit rough basically, especially if you've got a moustache or whatever. After about 3 days, you start to look a bit rough, man. You know what I'm saying? And you might be in a picture, you just want to put forward your best, put your best foot forward and all that. I'd say if you're going for more than 2-3 days, I recommend taking an electric shaver with you. Charge it up. You don't need the cable with you. Excuse me. Charge it up just before you go, and this will last you a couple of shaves. So if you're going for maybe 3 days plus, take a shaver with you. Put this in your toiletry bag. Additional battery with you. Why do you take an additional battery with you? So when you're traveling, you're going to be looking at Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever maps you're looking at, and that uses the GPS and it drains the battery of your phone very quickly, right? Even 5G, all of that drains your battery really quickly. Now, unless you've got like a iPhone Pro Max or Samsung Galaxy, massive screen Samsung Galaxy with the big batteries that last 2-3 days, then you might not need this, right? But for everyone else, you probably need something like this, right? And this charges my phone a couple of times. I've got an iPhone 13, and this charges my phone a few times, and there's been 1 or 2 times when I was on holiday and I wish I had brought this with me, and I was like, next time I'm bringing this with me, because it just gives you so much more flexibility and peace of mind. So, portable charger. So as we're talking tech, one thing I'd recommend taking with you is our international chargers, or adapters, let's say. Really useful, really handy, and I would say they're actually essential. They're essential, okay? I recommend taking at least 2 of these with you, right? 1 is fine, 1 will do the job, but for convenience, take at least 2 with you. Why? Probably got a laptop, phone, something else, right? If you've only got 1, you can only charge 1 thing at a time typically. If you've got 2, you can use various plug sockets, sometimes next to each other, a couple of plug sockets, plug things in at the same time. Double, you're saving time by having 2, yeah? So take at least 2 of these with you, international chargers. This is an essential. You need noise cancelling headphones or earphones, right? It makes your trip a lot better. When you're going traveling, there's always a crying baby, some people talking really loud because they're excited to be traveling. Fair enough. background noise such as announcements, but engine noise as well. So you get engine noise on a plane or train or whatever. Thoroughly recommend these because they enhance your peace. Yeah, peace is important. Peace of mind is important, right? And relaxation is important. So to increase the peace, I recommend noise cancelling headphones or earphones. I take both of these with me, and yeah, these provide an extra level of cancellation because they go over your ear. But something like AirPods Pro are really, really, really good. And they have transparency mode. So let's say you do want to hear announcements, which is important. You can just allow it to let the voice go through and all that, which is really good as well. Nice bit of tech. Seeing as we're talking tech, I take my laptop with me. I just like to take a laptop with me. It allows me to see things on a big screen, which I really appreciate. You can watch Netflix on here in your hotel. You can watch TV shows, YouTube, streaming services on a big screen rather than on your phone. And excuse me, I find this to be really, really good to have a laptop with you. You can, if you want to, you can check your emails. You can get your travel itinerary, things that you want to do, plan them really well on a laptop. And I find these really, really, really useful to take with me. So yeah, thoroughly recommend taking a laptop with you. This is a MacBook M1, MacBook Air M1, which I flipping adore this laptop, man, because it just does everything you want it to do, and it's nice and thin. It's just really high quality, really good. Hasn't aged much, to be honest with you, because the tech was way ahead of its time. Really good. Anyway, laptop, recommend. These are really useful if it's really hot outside and sunny. It just provides an extra level of comfort, let's say, because the sun isn't just going in your eyes. You can actually just feel a bit more comfortable with the sunlight and all that. But yeah, really, really good. Take some sunglasses with you. Yeah, sunglasses, especially in the summertime. Typically, you should take one shirt per day. Depends where you're going. You know, you might be going somewhere smart in the evening. You need a button-up shirt or whatever as well, but only you will know. But yeah, one shirt per day. You can get away with one pair of trousers to cover the whole period that you're out. One jacket, one sweatshirt, etc. But I recommend actually taking a bit more. So, you know, rule of thumb is generally you take, you know, one pair of underwear per morning, or socks, etc. per morning, right? So one shirt per morning. So per day you sort of get enough. I'll recommend taking one extra. So one extra set of socks, brief, one extra shirt, and I'll recommend taking one extra trousers as well. Why? Because if it rains, you get caught up in rain, but you're going out afterwards, you can get caught in rain from the airport to the hotel and you get drenched and you need to change. Better to have one extra set of clothes with you. Not everything, just an extra shirt, extra trousers, extra underwear. Because if you get soaked, you're not like, oh, I'm limited. You've got better to have a little bit more than you need than not enough. You could end up tearing your trousers. You end up going somewhere and spilling something on yourself. And it's like in the afternoon or something. And you're like, oh no, you're limited for shirts. So you got to wear the same shirt twice or go to the laundrette or whatever. Not worth it. Just take an extra set of clothes. Not everything, just trousers, underwear, shirt. Boom, done. Just gives you a bit of peace of mind. And so yeah, that's another thing I'd recommend. So if we're talking about carrying stuff with you, so I have this, right, which is a Burberry. In England they call it a bum bag, right, because you usually wear it around your waist or whatever. In America, it's called a belt bag or fanny pack or whatever, right? These have been around as long as I can remember. I remember first seeing these in the 1990s, right? So I remember first seeing these in the 90s. People used to wear them in the UK in the 90s, and they made a resurgence several years ago. Well, yeah, maybe 5 years ago, maybe a bit more. They made a resurgence in Europe, very popular in Europe. These you can put, these are really handy, right? Why? Because in these days and times, you need a mobile phone, you've got tech on you, you've got a mobile phone, you've got a spare battery, you've got a limited amount of pockets. This is like having one big extra 1 or 2 pockets, right? Really useful, easy reach, you know. And I've used these to put you put your wallet in there, put your mobile phone, you put your extra battery, you put your passport, you put your hotel door key, your wallet, your phone, whatever, you know, hand wipes, whatever. You put all of that in here, and it just frees up your pockets. You know, you're not walking around with bulky pockets. You put some of the weight here. Now this one I've got, this is a Burberry one, right? Now I paid, this is an impulse buy, right? And I never regret impulse buys. I've never regretted an impulse buy. I've regretted not buying something before. But yeah, I really like this. But you can get these much cheaper. AER, who do backpacks, they do quite cheap ones, maybe like £80, £100, 120. And I know that AER is really good because I've got a backpack with them and they're very good quality. Bellroy does them as well, Bellroy, and a bunch of other brands do them. I just happen to have a Burberry one. I might get a cheaper one down the line as well. All of the novelty's worn off of this now, to be honest, because when you first get this one, you're like, oh, I don't want to scratch it, but just get a cheap one as well. I'm looking at getting a cheap one as well to knock about. But I've worn this loads of times. It's really good. Anyway, long and short of it is, these are really good for smaller items, and I thoroughly recommend having a belt bag with you. So yeah, that's that. So as we're talking about sort of equipment for carrying things, I have a backpack by AER called the City Pack Pro. I've done a review of this, a lengthy review of this on my channel, but this is City Pack Pro. I take this on my travels with me. This is generally quite a good backpack. You know, it does the job overall. Loads of storage, tons of storage on this. I mean, it's got so many pockets. You're not going to use all the pockets on this, essentially. And what I like about it is it opens all the way round, right? So you can just open it completely like that. Very useful when you need to locate things or to pack your bag nicely. This is really good. City Pack Pro. This is the X-Pack version, which means it's resistant to water resistant, and very resistant to scratches and stains and stuff. That's what I love about it. You get any stains on this, it gets dirty, you just get a soft piece of cloth or whatever, wet it, wipe this off, done. It's like Teflon or something. But this is good. Only thing I'd say is that the luggage, and I've said this a bunch of times, luggage pass-through isn't great, but everything else on this is great. So, and then I'm going to talk about watches. So yeah, I like watches and whatnot. You know, I don't have a massive collection of watches by any means, but when I'm traveling, I prefer not to take my Apple Watch with me, but I do take my tag with me. I've got a Tag Heuer Formula 1. It looks good. I don't have to think much. You know, it's not an extra thing to charge. And whilst I really like the Series 9, it's a really amazing watch. I really like it. It's just the battery life isn't that great, so it's an extra thing to think about. So I prefer to take my tag with me. So when I travel, I often take this with me, which is a hold-all leather holdall that I bought from John Lewis a couple of years ago. So yeah, this is really good. It holds quite a lot of stuff inside, so that's what I like about it. It's got quite a generous capacity. It's not a massive bag, but it holds a lot, and so that's why I like it. Partly why I like it. It has like a pocket in here as well, compartment inside, which I quite like because you can put stuff in there as well. And yeah, it looks good too, so that's another thing I like about it. It looks really good, and it's also quite cheap compared to what you can pay for these. So this cost me, I think, £99 I bought it for, and yeah, quite impressed with it. And yeah, I use this alongside my backpack, so yeah, pretty good. So yeah, for luggage, I if I'm not taking my weekender bag or whatever it's called, my holdall, like duffel bag or whatever, I will take this with me, which is a rolling sort of suitcase. Works in a cabin. Holds quite a lot of stuff, so it's really good. Really like this one. It's got 4 wheels on it, goes in any direction, which is really helpful. It's got a telescopic handle and whatnot. It's got a nice amount of compartments inside. This is really good from John Lewis. Cost about £100. So yeah, it's pretty good. If you're someone that takes medication or multivitamins daily, you may want to take a case with you. And yeah, you can get these from somewhere like Muji or anywhere else. So yeah, something worth considering.